We know there are many choices in internet radio, and the staff and host of LA Talk Live would like to thank you for choosing the internet's hottest destination for the most eclectic sound and invigorating talk. This is LA Talk Live. We are more than just talk.
There's too many of you to cry.
Welcome. Wow, look how we've been gone for like 6 months. Feel like, don't
I know, man. I know you've been on the road, man.
The dynamic team is back. The dynamic duel is back.
There you go, outstanding. So this is Veterans Day Live. Big Dre in the house. He's finally
big, my main man, big Vaneric Marshal.
Yeah, so it's good to see you, man. So what I mean, how you been, man? You've been out on the road.
Man, it's all because this man to my right, Bryant the hitter, Reynolds, Olympic trials. Here we come, 2015, October 24th, man. And I'm telling you right now, the kid's gonna win his division. We're gonna go to Rio de Janeiro, the summer games, and we're gonna do what we do best. And
outstanding.
It's gonna be great for those. And I need to get a couple of shout outs before I started. Our main financier was a guy by the name of Donnell Lampkin from D Lampkin Boxing. He saw Bryant at a show and he wasn't even fighting, and took him on as a client, and we give our praises to Darnell, and we thank you, Darnell, for that. And he's not gonna let you down.
Let's give him let me try to give him a round of applause.
Yeah, great businessman, great brother. And we're still looking for donations to help him follow his dream, and just if it's $10, $20, $30, we lack maybe about $500 to get some more stuff for the Olympic trials. But after that, it's full steam ahead, for endorsements, financials. I mean, they are coming, but once the Olympic trials is over, here come all the endorsements. Flood. So we're preparing for it with my new team I'm putting together from Rap Too Tight Management. Shout out to my PR, Chris Carey Parker, Patrick Collins, and special thanks to Mr. James Lights Out Tony and John Arthur, who took Brian and did some work with him yesterday. And Brian was like, he's one of his idols, Lights Out. You got a chance to meet him, and he was. I'm gonna tell you a story about it. It was great.
Well, good, man. I'm glad that everything's starting to, follow, work for you guys. You know what I mean? A little tug time. But also, before we go around the table, I just want to let our viewers know that starting next week, Melody's Pizza, will be one of our sponsors of the Veterans Day show, along with Sports Lounge Live. So they're gonna give us some pizzas, and make a special appearance off and on.
So Ron, you come every week, Ron, from now on.
Yeah, So
pepperoni pizza, everything on it.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So that address is 9146 South Sepulveda Boulevard in Westchester, California.
Oh yeah.
Phone number is 424-227-7686.
Oh, yeah. While we on phones, if any of y'all listeners want to call in today, it's
323-473-3100.
That's right. There you go. Yeah. Outstanding. So I just wanted to let that be known. So we got Ron in the house, and his significant other. Is that his significant?
She's actually a strong contributor.
Okay.
A very, very charitable donor to New Start Veteran Services Foundation. Her name is Roberta.
Roberta, how you doing, Roberta? Good. Wait a minute, let me get you on there. There you go.
There you go. Put you
do that again.
Good. Thank you for having me today.
You're welcome. You're very welcome.
Thank you for showing a little care package too for us.
Okay.
All
good.
right.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're gonna like it, TJ.
I know. Right now. Yeah, TJ gonna like it.
We have cookies
for people. Exactly.
Now this is supposed to be for October 17th. We're having a Tamale Fest. And we're gonna be having care packages.
Well, let me put that flyer up for everybody to see.
Yes.
I did put the flyer up so this way everybody can see what's going on. So go ahead, continue, Ron.
So what we have is quite a few people have brought to my attention that besides the men veterans that are homeless and are experiencing difficulties and need day-to-day shower kits, care packages, and what we call now is a survivor kit. And she knows this terminology because we're not going to walk up to somebody and say, hey, are you homeless? Do you need a care package? We're going to walk up and say, hey, here's a nice little bag. Give it to somebody that you know that might need it. And inside of it, of course, are cookies. And that's for you today. Now, I don't know what this is. Maybe she can help me with this, but it's got a
shampoo and
that's me.
And conditioner, everything.
And an exfoliant. I don't know what that does, but it's in there.
For your skin, so you'll be beautiful.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
All right.
And
okay.
we got a couple of unmentionables, and I'm gonna mention them.
Ooh,
but
wipies,
we're
yes.
talking. Yeah, you got it. Wet wipe. No, but here's what we did. We put together through the Women's Club of La Puente and the mayor of La Puente.
Right.
She was there with me. What they actually did is they saw our cause and they actually contributed to it and said, here you go. We're going to help you with this. We've semi-assembled it. And what we're also doing is we're getting school supplies together through the same organization. We even had a school by the name of Willow, and they're helping us to just bless people. And I wanted to share a card that was put in here. And maybe, Roberta, could you read this for us? And this is what a group of school teachers, faculty, and presenters have said for our homeless veterans. And this is the note that they've given to them. Can you read that?
My glasses are big.
I'm putting her on the spot here.
Oh my God. You were given this challenge because you are. What is it?
Yeah.
You want to use?
You were given this challenge because you are strong enough to handle it. Be great. Better things are ahead. Best wishes, Hacienda, La Puente, Psych Techs.
Okay, so there you go. Things are really working there.
All right. There you go.
Yeah, things really
Thank
working.
you. Thank you. Good job, Ron.
And see that again. This is why I thought about this show, and then when God brought Dre to the table, it just.
Excuse me.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, excuse me.
I gotta throw this to you, Dre. Here you go. I got some pomale.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, and with him here, you know, it allowed this show to grow in several ways. Bringing people like yourself, TJ, Bryant, and the people who's going to be calling in today, bringing people together to let veterans know that we care about them, and there's other people that's non-military also truly and genuine care.
And that's another thing, that at this Tamale Fest in Fleming Park in Colton, we're not going to be asking a person if they got their military ID or their VA card or their DD-214. Let's face it. I mean, if they're in need, we're supposed to fulfill that need.
Period.
Just like my friend TJ here did a couple of days
tell the
ago.
story. Most of the story.
I'll tell on TJ.
Get him, Ron.
Oh, go ahead. So TJ was doing some.
She was doing recon.
Recon, man.
Recon.
Go ahead, girl.
See, I knew every now.
She wasn't chasing roaches neither. He went recon roaches. Real recons. The roach recon now.
Yeah, every now and then, I come across somebody, you know, what I mean,
scout snipers right here. Look at
I mean that's special and actually
just so
have a good heart. And TJ was that person.
Let's give her a clap for that one, man. Give her a clap.
Definitely.
That's a real clap.
Yeah,
Go ahead, girl.
Go ahead, bring them tears. You can bring them tears.
Go ahead.
You know, I'm going to tell on this lady right here. She gave me a text through Facebook, and from the last time we talked in the show, we talked about the small things and the big things, right? There's no such thing as too small to help one another. And even if it looks like someone has a sign, it looks like they're staged, it looks like maybe, you know, this is a setup, you know what? That's not up to us to judge. If we offer the services that are needed, that we ourselves can do, and then go beyond that and say, hey, maybe I could call a friend, or maybe I can call Van, or maybe I could call Roberta, and that person can get them in touch with someone else, then we fulfilled what we're supposed to do. We have a calling.
Okay.
Each and every one of us is supposed to watch out for our brother and sister. And she did that, and as best as I know, that person found a place to stay. They were out of their car, and this person was almost 80 years old. And you want to tell him, just tell him a little bit about that gentleman, how you met him and how you came across him.
Well, you know I like food, right? So I was eating some ice cream in front of the yogurt shop.
Food, girl, no food.
You know, and I look up, and then there's this, homeless gentleman, about 80-something years old, with a sign saying that he's a World War II veteran. But I didn't see him until like after I finished the ice cream, and then I looked up. I'm like, oh wait a minute. There's
So that ice cream was like the only
like
thing.
Heavenly. She was like that.
Yeah.
Vanilla?
It was vanilla and then sherbet and then like a little bit of cookies
all up in there.
and stuff.
And stuff like that.
Get back to the veterans.
Exactly. I'm done.
There you go.
But I looked up and I saw his sign and I'm like, oh no, he's a he's a veteran. So I just tried to help as as much as I can. And I'm glad it worked out for him. I'm really happy to hear the updates. So
Right.
Wow.
that's good. I don't like to. I just I wanted to keep that silent. I didn't really want to tell anybody, but it's okay.
God blesses those who help, because the biggest thing we have a problem with vets is that we're too proud to ask for help. And I see myself sometimes like, whatever, man. People, you don't need it, man. You got this data, you got these big things going on. I say, you know what? What I need is just brotherhood of just the communication. Sometimes when I've been through the stuff I've been through, I go through things at nighttime. I'm sitting on my couch and I feel like I'm in a foxhole and I roll on the floor and I don't remember how I got there. I'm like,
Right.
I know I wasn't sleeping. I was watching some good old fashioned I Love Lucy, and I was on the floor. I'm like, did I get attacked by Lucy? It's like that's how it is for me. And then you want to call one of your fellow vets and say, I had this weird dream, and they say, I have the same thing sometimes. So what do you do? I say, I was ice cream. I get ice cream.
There you go.
I do. So I do get vanilla ice cream.
And one of the things, we make jokes about this, and that's actually what we do. One of our comics, Joe Lou, who was here last time.
Oh yeah.
He actually makes it something to laugh about, because let's face it, we have to have comedy within our life, because there's some depressing things, there's some things that put us into a position where we don't understand how we got there. But you know what? Some laughs, a show, some music, even some dance actually comes into play in our show.
Exactly.
Could you tell them a little bit about your sister's award-winning dance studio?
Yes, it's Paso de Oro in Whittier. She's been we're celebrating 30 years this year.
Okay.
Wow.
Cool.
And she's contributed to our shows.
Yes.
She's actually got a group of young ladies together, and they did some folklorico dancing.
Yes, that
they
was
have
beautiful,
bachata,
huh?
salsa, and even chips. I think they have.
Oh yeah. We need to bring a couple of them in, and so this way that area behind you, they could demonstrate what they do.
Roberta volunteered on behalf of her sister. She's out of town today, but her contribution has gone beyond, hey, we're friends, let me go ahead and show you a couple of dance steps with these young ladies, what they can do.
Okay.
Sometimes she offers free dance classes to the community, and that's what we're about. Give you a little bit something that maybe you thought you didn't deserve, but all along you deserved it, because these veterans serve their country.
Exactly.
And that's why I wanted to have her share with that.
Well, before we go any further, we have our phone guest, I believe, is on the line waiting patiently.
Okay.
So, hello, how y'all doing? And is this Ms. Mayo?
Yes, it is.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm well. And how about yourself?
Pretty good, pretty good. And welcome to Veterans Day Live. I'm gonna give you a nice little applause there.
Is it Pamela or is it Joy?
Yay.
Well, we're gonna say, is this Joy?
Hi, Joy. I'm Big Dre, the other host, and thank you for calling into our show.
Thank you for having me.
All right.
Yes. So let me put her picture up while you go ahead and we can go further.
All right, Joy. So it seems here that you was born in a military family. What it seems like. So you're a military brat.
Yes, I am. My father served in the military, the Navy, for 20 years.
Wow.
And I love the military life. In fact, I married a military man.
Oh, smart woman.
Yes.
A very, very smart woman. Wow. You there, ladies? Marry a military man. You might get some money in your hand. You never know. You never know.
So being in a family where your dad was in the military, how was that for you?
Well, growing up as a child, it was very conflicting, of course. Moving around, you always had to make new friends. The most important thing was we were always without our father. And it just seemed like it was a very hard life because we needed him, growing up at that time. But
exactly.
the country needed him as well. So a lot of times we were neglected. as far as having our parent around. He was always out to sea, or he was always somewhere else where we weren't. So it was a tedious life. It was really a tedious life. When my father did arrive back from sea, he was a very, very strict man. Very strict. He demanded discipline. He demanded cleanliness around the home. He was a very organized man, and by my upbringing, that made me, realize that I wanted a military man. I wanted a hardworking man, and I did get that. I got my prayers answered. However, finding out about my husband's problems, he was in the war. He was in the Vietnam War.
Right.
And I didn't know that he was so messed up in his head, He had post-traumatic stress disorder from the war. He had seen many atrocities from the war, a lot of death, a lot of killings, and it made me aware of how much he needed me as a wife.
Exactly.
And I stood beside him for 37 years, even though my husband had a lot of emotional and psychological problems. But I learned to love him, and I learned to care for him. He was my hero. Like I told him, he's always been my hero. And I just believe that these vets need better treatment out here. Absolutely. As far as rehabilitation, as far as medication is concerned, as far as homelessness is concerned. I believe that these veterans should be the first ones in the lines for employment, the first ones in line for homes, the first ones in line for any benefits that the government has to give them. They should not be out here hungry. They should not be out here homeless. Exactly. So I just believe that the veterans, they need a better shake in life. I don't like the way they're being treated out here. A lot of these vets are out here and they don't have the medication they need. They don't have the housing that they need. They don't have the support from their family. A lot of women, unfortunately, and I hate to say this, but some women do not need to be Navy or military spouses, because these men or women who are the military, they need extra help. They need major help.
Exactly, Joyce.
Because, it's hard for them to fight a war overseas and then come back and expect for them to integrate into this culture. And here they are, they have all these issues, and they've seen all of these atrocities, and the civilian population feels that they should come back and they should be outstanding citizens when they cannot be, when you've seen dirt all your life.
Well, see, one thing about, not to cut you off, but the one thing, Joyce, that's with any human being. If you put any human being in a wartime situation where death is always around them, children dying, innocent people dying, and you out there every day have to survive and kill people from because if you don't kill them, they're going to kill you. Bingo. And to come back, to come back the same way you was when you left is like, it's like crazy to even think that any human being's mind can withstand not feeling like, oh man, I'm not the same person. And the spouses and the children, the dependents, because there's no information for them to understand this, that's why a lot of spouses aren't able to handle their husband or their wives when they come back, is because they're not educated enough to know that this guy, my husband, just killed all these people and had to do things that no human being should have to go through. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So yeah, the government is really needs some changes, some very, to put it mildly, you know what I mean? Because even at 100%, they only give you like $3,000 if you're single, and the most you get with dependents and being married is like $6,000. So you're telling me my life is only worth $6,000?
Yes, it is, America.
Exactly.
It's America. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yes. So I'm gonna open up the floor for somebody else, though. Somebody else want to ask you something. Joyce?
First of all, I'd like to thank every one of you that have invited a New Start Veteran Services Foundation to be here. We started this group, and there's quite a few new members and new services that we're providing. But one of them is housing. You touched upon housing. When we finish, and that will be on 11/11, Veterans Day. When we finish financing and paying off our land, we are actually going to do the groundbreaking ceremony on that day, and only veterans and their families and their dependents are going to be eligible. So actually what you just said, caller, I actually will ensure that does happen, and that is why nonprofits are formed. You know, you get a lot of scrutiny being a nonprofit. We have our license here for the state. We have our 501c3. I brought that with us just because there are those that say, hey, well, what do you do with the money? Well, you know what? Come and watch. Come and see our shows. Come and honor a veteran who's fought in 4 different wars. They didn't call them that, but that's what they actually did. And let's talk about and let me just add one more thing. Let's talk about the National Guard and the reservists, because on Monday morning they go back to work as if nothing happened, and they just got through going through a warfare training or a situation that, like you said, Van, nobody should have to go through, but yet they're expected on Monday morning to go back to work and provide for their family and to continue on as if they were a civilian with everything hunky-dory. And you know, guess what? It's not, and that's why we provide the referred services to counseling, legitimate counseling agencies. And I'm going to tell you, first off, I don't have all the answers. I'm not, I'm not a psychologist. And you know what? If a veteran wants to sit and talk with me, I'll be the first one to pick up the phone and answer that call. But I will tell you that there are some good nonprofit, private sector, as well as some government agencies that are actually out there, LA County Health, mental health departments and so forth. So yeah, you're right. Those issues, those benefits should go straight up to the top for the veterans. And I do believe that is not being done, and that's why we formed New Start Veteran Services Foundation. That's it.
That's wonderful. And that's a wonderful foundation. And you're absolutely right. They should be the first. They should be the first to get any type of services. And I mean, just for them to come back and to be homeless and to suffer all these other abuses, it's just not fair to them.
Exactly. So, Joyce, you have a couple of books out, right? No. You want to talk about that?
As a matter of fact, I do. I'm working on my next book. It's dealing with 3 families going through the atrocities of war and how it affects the wife as well as the children. And basically, it's touching on what post-traumatic stress disorder is, the symptoms, maybe ways to help the veteran when they get back, as far as counseling, as far as faith and family is concerned. The book that I've written is called Love Guides Me. And I think a lot of people are going to be interested in this book because they are going to see some of the signs and symptoms of these war veterans in this book and how it affects the children of these veterans. But I basically want to say that all of these nonprofit groups that are helping, I do thank you all, and I do appreciate it because my husband was in the military for 20 years as well. He started out in the Army, and the rest of the years, 16 years, he did the Navy. And like I stated, I went through a lot of emotional abuse, a lot of violent situations with him. He had the nightmares. I sometimes would wake up with him choking my neck. I'd be in a headlock, and he thought that he was still in Vietnam. Even though he knew he was here, but you couldn't tell him that he was somewhere else. His mind was gone. Right. And I had to understand that, and I had to realize that did I want to help him? Did I want to keep my marriage going? Yes, I did. So I did everything possible so that I can keep my marriage going and to care for my husband. He became disabled and he was in a wheelchair for a very long time, and he passed away last year, unfortunately.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
But he suffered the entire time. Like I stated, he fought with the nightmares, he fought with the drinking, he had to go through Alcohol Anonymous. I mean, he just went through a lot of issues, and I'm not saying it's just him. I'm saying there's a lot of vets that's out there who need help, and they're not getting the help that they need. A lot of the wives, unfortunately, some of them will leave them, and this is a time where they really need that help. They don't need for that woman to leave them.
Exactly.
She needs to be strong for him. And that's what I always say to these spouses out there. If you love him, stick with him. Help him out.
Yep.
You know, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have our freedom today.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm showing a couple of books up here. Too Late to Turn Back, and Abuse, and another. The other one I believe is. Yeah, but go ahead.
Because a lot of these, Joy is dealing with what I deal with on a day-to-day basis. I have a league of women who are former domestic violence victims, and there are female bodyguards. And I have a TV series that I am right now in process of developing for television called Archangels, and it's about domestic violence. So, huge for almost 30 years of watching my sisters them go through it, the verbal, the financial, the just the abusive part of it. And I'm a huge advocate, and I get kind of offended sometimes. Every year it's all about breast cancer. I mean, I've lost family members to breast cancer, but like it's all about one issue we tackle every month in October. I'm seeing pink everywhere, and you don't see purple nowhere. And believe me, once again, I come back to Roger Gazelle, not the most brightest person in football. I went to him 2 years ago and asked him about a certain player, All-Star, Marshawn Lynch, about wearing purple socks that we had designed for him for Archangels. Their office said, "Well, we don't have no problem with domestic violence in the NFL." Okay.
Well, there are. Domestic violence reaches all segments of the population.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, sexual assaults in the United States military,
it's huge. It
spiked 50% last year.
Yes.
According to the Pentagon.
Yes.
So even with the military, there's a lot of sexual assaults, and
Bingo.
and these women and men who are being abused, they too have post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yes, they do.
It doesn't just affect the military.
Nope.
Post-traumatic stress disorder can affect anyone.
Exactly.
Anyone. It can affect the civilian population. It can affect people who are raped. It can affect people who have seen violence, killings. So PTSD is military. PTSD can affect anyone in life who has suffered through traumatic situations.
Right. So tell me this. I just put up a picture of the book by you, Abused and Abandoned. Is that any similarity to what Dre was just speaking on?
Yes, Abused and Abandoned basically is a book concerning abused women as well as abused men. Basically, it tells what type of abuse, can occur, whether it's emotional abuse, physical abuse, psychological, sexual abuse.
Financial, all that stuff.
Yes. Yeah, I'm an advocate of domestic violence and sexual assaults and PTSD because like I stated, I've dealt with these issues.
Right.
Even though I loved my husband dearly, like I stated, but I did go through a lot of violent situations with him. And so I write these books not only to help others, but as an avenue to escape.
Well, Joy, we would like to hope you get a chance to come out and do LA visit because next year.
Well, she is. Her and her daughter will be on for the women's show.
Yeah, good. Because I'm gonna tell you what, I just got the news yesterday that we're doing a celebrity basketball game next year for domestic violence and PTSD, and we're doing one for lupus for a lot of celebrities already came. I got confirmed Morris Chestnut. I got Jamie Foxx. I have a couple more, and we're going to have to raise money for domestic violence awareness and the PTSD. And we have veterans come out. We honor the vets at halftime. Silk the Shocker, I mean, it's going to be huge. And we're just getting location now.
My daughter and I, we will definitely like to go, and we would definitely like to contribute. We'd like to bring our books.
Yes.
I'd like to bring Abused and Abandoned. I'd like to talk about Too Late to Turn Back, and I would like to talk about Love Guides Me. I'd like to talk about all of those books because these are issues that are not going away.
Oh, yeah.
And see, this is what I'm saying. I've been an advocate for years, and still, even as I look at the news today, there's still domestic violence on TV. There's still killing on TV.
Exactly.
There's still PTSD. There's still homelessness. All of these problems, and they're still not going away.
And there's
go ahead.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
There's still issues of abandonment. I would like to request on behalf of Roberta, myself, New Start Veteran Services Foundation, I would like to be able to get that book or get a couple of those books so we can distribute them and get the key is awareness. You know, when people they put their heads in the sand like an ostrich and they try to act like something's not happening, or when you hear statistics that, you know, the government has solved the housing problem, when we were on our way up here, we saw tents of people living as if they were in the Depression era. Why is that still existing if it's already been taken care of? So what I would like to do is request that we get that book and those books for the.
What I'm going to do right now is I have my publisher on the line.
Okay, we're going to get her.
And speak now. Her name is Tamara, and she will give you all the information. She is a dependent of the vet, so she can talk with you about getting the books. Go ahead, Tamara.
Yeah, Tamara. Hello, Tamara. Welcome to the Veterans Day Live.
Hi, Tamara.
I'm Big Dre.
Hi. How are you?
We're doing great. And yourself?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, and thanks so much for having my mom on the show. It's
been
great listening to you guys so far, and I'm really, really stoked to hear about his nonprofit organization. Just hearing about, you know, how they're building homes for veterans. That's exactly the kind of thing that we need, and we definitely need to leverage our talents and our abilities more to help veterans out there. And I like to think with, you know, my publishing company that I do my part, and as a writer, I definitely want to encourage, you know, other writers out there that are listening. By all means, please use your writing talents to help out these nonprofits. Learn about grant writing. Learn about how you can write and get funds for these nonprofit organizations. Volunteer for them because they need your help. You know.
Thank you.
Your nonprofit organization, sir, is not the first one I've heard about.
Yes.
I hear about so many organizations out there that want to help these soldiers, want to help these vets, but it just seems like there's not enough help. And so my plea to everyone out there, it's not enough for us just to kind of do the everyday hustle and bustle of working and getting caught up in just paying bills. Do a little bit more. Reach out. Try to help. Use whatever platform you have to help. And that's what I try to do with my publishing company, with my authors. I always get behind every, you know, social issue that they're behind. Anything that they feel passionate about, it's usually something that I begin to feel passionate about. And with regards to veterans, I've always been an advocate for them just because, like my mom said, my dad has always been my hero. He's always been my rock. And losing him was horrible. Right. Just growing up as a military brat, you know, he was always the pillar of our entire family. And I got a different view of it than my mom did. So I can honestly say I didn't have the experience she had as a military spouse, but as a military dependent, you grow up differently from your other friends.
Here. I want to speak on that too.
Yeah, go ahead.
You do. I mean, and as an adult, you know, as a kid, you don't really think of it in terms of my parents are sick or my dad is sick because he's been to the war. You just kind of, you know, you don't get it as a kid. But as an adult, I think you experience it a little bit more because you're at that age where you know, my dad would argue with me and I wouldn't get it. Like I'd argue back with him and my mom would always say, well, Tamara, he's sick. Stop arguing with your dad so much. He's sick, okay? And I'd always, like, I didn't get it, you know? As a dependent, it was like, my dad is my hero. He's the rock. He's the strong man. Nothing can ever be wrong with him.
Yes.
And I think a lot of dependents, we look at our parents that way. We look at our military fathers and mothers that way, where they can do no wrong. They can, you know, it's just, they are our heroes.
Right. Exactly. It's like he's... Go ahead. It's like he's the walking...
I mean, and so we don't understand, like when they flip out or when they get angry or when something happens where they're kind of having a flashback, we don't wrap our minds around the fact that they need help. we're just kind of looking at it like, what's wrong with my dad? You know, what's wrong with my mom? Like,
yeah.
This is the person who's gone to war. This is the person who can do anything in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think as dependents, we definitely have to step up, and we have to educate ourselves on post-traumatic stress disorder, and we have to educate ourselves on how to help out our veteran families and how to help out our parents, because even as my dad was getting sicker and he was, you know, his health was declining, I kind of felt this filial duty where it's like, as a child, like, I can't just let my parents take care of themselves now. They've taken care of me for so many years, and I have an obligation to take care of my dad now and to help my mom take care of my dad. And she has honestly been my inspiration throughout all of this, just watching how she just was so steadfast and just so confident in taking care of my father. It just gave me inspiration to say, you know, what else can I do to help these other vets out here who don't have that? Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, she was diligently taking him to the VA hospital. The days where she couldn't, I'd take him, and I'd see all these vets there by themselves. I would see them alone. I would see them having to, you know, find their own rides home, and I'm thinking, like, thank God my dad had us to take care of him, but what about these other people, you know?
Exactly.
Yep.
Sorry, it kind of makes me tear up a little bit when I think about it. It's like, you know, they give everything they have to our country, and our government, I'm sorry, I just feel like our government should be stepping it up a lot more, and they should be first on the list with regards to anything the government is giving out. Anything. I mean, there's absolutely no reason that nonprofits have to struggle so hard to find the funds to get help for these veterans.
Well, before we go any further, we're going to take a quick break.
Yes, we
are. Because we got to pay for our sponsors.
Pay some bills.
Pay some bills.
Big time.
Yes. Very important.
Yeah, exactly. So just hold the line, and this is Veterans Day Live.
I'm your host, Big Dre.
And Big Van. And we got Ron in here, TJ.
And we got Brian the hitter.
Brian the hitter. You know what I mean?
Roberta
is in the house, so, you know.
Cujo.
Yeah. So we'll be right back.
2 and 2.
Okay.
Exactly. So let me
hold the line.
Yeah, I got so much stuff going on in here. Woo-wee. It's something else. Yes.
Ooh-wee.
So Brian.
What's happening, CC? They still call it the White House, but that's a temporary condition too. Can you dig it, CC? To each his reach, and if I don't cop, it ain't mine to have. But I'll be reaching for you, because I love you, CC.
Oh, yeah, hold on the line. Hold on the line, BJ. Just hold on. We're going to do a break.
Okay.
There's a lot of chocolate cities around. We've got New York, we've got
This is the Hip Hop School of Arts, y'all. And all you gotta do is dream, believe, and create. So let's go. This is the first hip hop school in the world, given to the youth in the heart of P-Town. Come on, come through, visit the facility, take a long look. Right now we're making history. All the elements of hip hop under one roof, and you can learn every one if you want, like pop, rock, DJing, and urban art, beatboxing, and b-boying, and entrepreneurship. That's how we doing it. You see, our mission is to provide a technical trade program, bro. Why? To transform each student's creative energy into marketable skills you seek through education, guidance, self-expression. And I'm the one who can teach you how to MC. The Hip Hop School of Arts is the place to be, so let's go. Visit hiphopschoolofarts.org or stop by the facility at 499 North Gary Avenue in Pomona, California for more info. You can also call us at 909-622-4472. Be a part of something special.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to King Switch. Take a ride with us on this exquisite journey of BDSM in living color. King Switch, where you'll witness the debut of the delicious melding, the wonder and beauty of kink. The King Switch, where sensuality and the pleasures of the senses meets the pleasures of pain. Through the art of spoken word and poetry, the art of BDSM is exposed. Yes, King Switch,
performing live and direct on stage at CAP Studio, 13752 Ventura Boulevard in Sherman Oaks, California. Friday, October 16th, 2015, 8:30 p.m. For tickets and more information, visit www.kingswitch.com or call the King Switch hotline at 510-384-9119. That's 510-384-9119. Release, explore, witness. King Switch.
Credit Clean for You. We assist you in repairing your credit record and raising your FICO score. Credit Clean for You. We work in the community to help individuals who have bad credit and low FICO scores. We also help people who've been the victims of identity theft. Credit Clean for You will help you remove negative information from your credit report and will help you reestablish your credit worthiness. Plans start as low as $175 to begin. We also have plans for people on a tight budget with a pay-as-you-go plan. For more information, call 323-300-8085. That's 323-300-8085 or email credit.clean4u@yahoo.com. Once again, that's credit.clean, the number 4, the letter U, @yahoo.com. Clean Credit for You, official sponsors of the Talk Live Broadcast Network and LA Talk Live.
Exactly 25 years ago, the United States welcomed 54 million individuals with disabilities into the workforce. And today, even more opportunities exist.
Hi, my name is D'Angelo Cooper, and I specialize in job placement for individuals with disabilities. I advise on laws, employee rights, and regulations for disabled workers. Meet Rick and Amber Boggs, a visually impaired couple who don't allow their disability to overcome their drive to create jobs for the community.
Dan Juma has been an integral part of our business success, and I believe he is an asset to any business or individual.
Together we can empower your community and enrich your business. So remember, when it comes to making your business work, make the change today. The Disability Awareness Experts.
Make you funky.
All right. We're back once again. Veterans Day Live.
I'm your host, Big Dre.
And I'm Big Van over here with TJ, Bryant, Ron, and Roberta.
You know, we got it going on.
We got it going on. And we got a couple of people on the line. We got before we go back to Tamara, we have BJ. BJ, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm checking at the Ritz here in South Beach in Florida right now.
Oh, Big BJ in the house, big dog.
What's up, my brother?
So man, it's looking great out here. I didn't realize. I thought California had a sunny sun. The sun is looking good here. I can see the clouds. I'm having the time of my life right now. Checking in at the Ritz.
So tell our listeners a little bit about you and why you in Florida.
Doing your thing, BJ.
Yeah, I'm just going to be here for a few days. We're doing a special thing. It's on a children's educational package, and hopefully I'll learn something so I can help the kids out a little bit better.
Good.
There you go, man. There you go.
And he's also a sponsor of the Veterans Day Live show.
Yes,
helping the children.
With the Ranger Project.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so we have all types of people who are helping out from 8 to 80 and blind, crippled, or crazy.
You're doing it.
You got it. They're here, and these are just soldiers
on a mission.
On a mission, exactly.
Soldiers on a mission, on the road.
Exactly.
All right.
Wow.
So what else? What else is going on, man?
Oh, Yes Academy's going. I'm going to have a big party next Friday with the 2nd and 3rd grade. It's going to be another pizza party, and we're closing on the 1,000th party out in Compton.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
Great.
This month will be the 1,000th party.
Okay, great.
We'll be there supporting me and Brian the Hitter. We'll be there supporting next Friday for sure.
Exactly.
But I'm going to soak up some of this sun here and sit in this jacuzzi here at the Ritz.
well, go ahead.
You know what? I don't like you right now because I love the Ritz. I don't like it.
Go ahead and rub it in, man.
Rub it in. Go ahead.
Rub it in. But
I'm gonna be hiding from these meetings. You see what
No, I'm gonna call you to the meetings, BJ. I'm gonna call you. See, I bet you trying to hide, ain't you? Not for long.
Yeah, exactly.
CSI,
well,
Miami.
BJ, thanks for calling
One more
in.
time, I'm staying at the Ritz-Carlton.
All right.
Okay, really?
Well, thank you for
Motel 6 for me.
Yeah, thank you for calling in, and we'll be looking forward for you to come back.
So have a safe travel.
I'm in my room right now.
All right.
So have a great evening, right,
Yeah,
BJ?
I can't wait. So next week, hey, is Dre there?
Yes, me.
What's up, Big D?
I'm there. I'm waiting for Friday, man. We'll be here. Me and Bryant can represent next week.
Yeah, talk to Rodney.
Yeah, I will.
Rippy,
Mm-hmm.
and he said now he's ready to cooperate with us 100%. I told him, come on, man, let's make this money, brother.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Exactly. Got to remain the Power Rangers out and run the money up.
Exactly.
All right.
We got it.
The fan base is 100 million kids.
Yes, it is. I got you. I'll give Walter a call too.
So
Black
I'm
Ranger.
expecting $100 million. You know that.
Well,
I
always.
can spend that right here at the Ritz-Carlton.
At the Ritz-Carlton,
here
yeah.
in South Beach Market.
All right, take care, man. Be good. God bless you, man.
Okay, brother. I'll see you guys next week.
You sure
I'll
will.
see you next Sunday.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
See ya.
Thanks a lot.
All right, all right,
Bye.
all right.
That's our main man, BJ, man.
Exactly.
He played the father on the original Power Rangers. He's a Black Ranger with Walter, a good friend of mine. He's played his dad, great military soldier, and we have Kroger's Creamery ice cream people. We're talking about creating the actual military-based ice cream. I came with an idea. We went to meet me and him, and we talked with another fellow vet named Greg Henry, another Marine. He says, "That's a brilliant idea." I said, "You take my idea, Greg. I'm gonna come and cream you an ice cream.
Exactly.
I'm gonna cream you."
Exactly.
So I think we're gonna set it up this time. Take Mr. Vaneric Marshal, and you should come down too, Ron, and sit down with Greg and come with an idea and make the ice cream happen. All the proceeds go toward homeless shelters for vets. It was just amazing. I said, I see Metropolitan. I said, "Why don't I have a red, white, and blue ice cream?" And he said, I said, "Limited distance?" The heck no. I said, "All the time." And every time somebody buys something, 10% of that proceeds go to a veteran thing of our choice. Because people love ice cream. You eat. If I had a yogurt company, I don't care how cold it is, people eat yogurt. It's crazy, man.
Crazy.
I was in Minnesota. They're like, "Yeah, man, I'm like, me too, brother." How you doing? I said, "Am I stupid or something?" I mean, it was like 27 below. I'm eating ice cream, just licking.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But I said, I know I'm in the right business. Ice cream sell.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
So we got, like you said, we got Tamara. She's on the line.
Oh, yes.
How you doing there, young lady?
Hey, hey.
All right. So I believe Ron wanted to ask you something.
Yeah, go ahead, Ron.
It was more like a statement to you, Tamara. Thank you so much for bringing up the D word, dependence. One of the, and I say that with all due respect. When New Start Veteran Services Foundation, we broke that up into two words. When we got the license, it was a new start for homeless veterans, but it was veteran services for disabled veterans, the other D word, and their dependents, because let's face it, many of those are not serviced. Many of those go by the wayside after dealing with, how do you deal with the fact that your father is your hero, but yet he is sick or she is sick? So that is one of the factors that we built into our nonprofit, and that will actually add to the education. We all know that there's a scholarship for disabled veterans, and it's a certain percentage of disability that a person has to get in order to go to a state college. But what about those that fall out of those parameters? We are actually getting together a scholarship program. My partner, Jesse Martinez, and I have introduced this about 6 months ago. You know, there's an unmet need that comes about when you're a dependent. And we're not talking about having them go to the cheapest or the community college or the lowest budget. We're going to let that veterans dependent make that choice, because there's no reason that their family member, their father, mother, grandfather, auntie, uncle, whoever it was, sacrificed part of their lifetime and ended up going into whatever life that they had to live, and because of that loss, their children and their future generations weren't allowed to go to college and to educate themselves and to better their lives. It should be the opposite, in my opinion. I hope everybody here is in agreement with that.
Exactly, because again, I'm gonna give a shout out to Long Beach City College.
There you go.
Oh yeah, Long Beach City College.
And I work at the Veterans Department at
LBC.
the school. the VSO department, and we get dependents, and we help these dependents get their benefits that their parent or parents sacrificed their lives for this country so that they can get the education they deserve.
Exactly.
And a lot of them don't realize that depending on the type of benefit their parent has, they get money.
Exactly. And don't get me wrong, the community colleges, the city colleges, even the trade schools, the smaller county trade schools like Regional Occupation Program and the occupational centers, those are great schools. But if it's that for that veteran, and I want for New Star Veteran Services Foundation, for our scholarship program, I want that veteran to make the choice and not to be ousted because of one school or another school doesn't accept them, or the fact that they don't have enough money. And if we can't build up those funds, then we want to build with the community so that we can. And
Exactly.
I just wanted to share one more thing, if I could, with you, Tamara. Is you still there?
I'm here.
I'm here. My guest here and contributor with New Star Veteran Services Foundation has shared something with me. Her husband died on Veterans Day. He was
oh my gosh, my condolences.
He was an Air Force veteran, and the dependents, especially the spouses, are very, very underrepresented, and they are just as much eligible for the benefits that the veteran has served for as they are.
Yep.
And I just wanted to put a shout out there to those that have stood by their veteran.
Their vets.
I just want to thank you.
Exactly.
Showing it.
My uncle, when he passed, he's a Green Beret. His wife, she fought for years. My auntie, like, they ain't giving you nothing, man. We went through fire and brimstone to get her his benefits. And he was special forces. I'm like, you would think, red carpet, man, but no, it's amazing.
Exactly.
But that's one of the ongoing problems, with regards to having to fight for your benefits. You shouldn't have to fight. The spouse shouldn't have to fight. It should already be entitled. There are certain things that are just kind of guaranteed and should be guaranteed to someone.
The kids,
and going back to your point about, education with regards to how to handle dependents of military families. One thing I was touching on with Van a couple nights ago, I was telling him that, like, for instance, my dad, he went to Vietnam and he got Agent Orange. And it wasn't until I started researching it later on down the line where I realized, your dependents can be affected by you having Agent Orange. And my dad, he goes to the VA hospital, or rather he went to VA hospital and got treated and did everything he needed to do with regards to his. But when I started to have, like, weird symptoms, like, skin itching, things like that, and I'm wondering, like, what's going on? And my dad's like, well, Tamara, you might want to go and tell your hospital, that I've got Agent Orange, and maybe that has something to do with it.
Oh, wow.
And, I just go to my hospital. They're not a VA hospital. They don't know about that. They're not educated about that kind of thing. So when I started doing research and seeing, like, there are dependents that were affected by Agent Orange, I'm thinking, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
This needs to be, like, more education needs to be out there. It needs to be more public knowledge. It needs to be more civilian knowledge where civilian hospitals can say, okay, you're a dependent of a military. Okay, here's how we're going to, look at you now.
Exactly.
Now we're going to maybe examine you a little bit differently than we would someone else. And,
exactly.
I'm really glad that your nonprofit organization does deal with, focusing on dependents as well as the veterans. I just feel like, there definitely needs to be more education out there. There needs to be more help. There needs to be more of a push just to get the information out there. And with Table Publishing, I'm trying to do the best I can to make that happen.
You're
my
doing
publishing
well.
company through Table, we want to give authors a platform to get out there and actually start speaking on these issues and start inspiring and motivating other people to do something about it. We want to start getting people mobilized to care, because we live in a society right now that it's breeding a narcissistic attitude within us, where it's about me, or it's just about surviving. It's just about me getting through the day and not worrying about anyone else. I'm just going to mind my own business and not bother anybody else, and I don't want anybody to bother me. And that's kind of the mentality we roll with now. And it shouldn't be that way, because there are way too many people in the world that need help. So any platform that we have, even with mine, is with Table Publishing, I try to do the best I can to just help. And that's, I mean, I think that's all God wants us to do. That's all he can ask for, is us doing our little bit. And I think a lot of people doing a little bit amounts to a whole bunch.
Exactly, because the government, the VA system, they're not going to let it be public knowledge. And organizations like Ron's, your company, and other organizations that are educating the veterans, the spouses, and the dependents on where to go, give them the correct information so that doors are not being closed, or they act like they send you on the chase. Well, I don't know why you're here. It's not the department, and so on and so forth. I was in a situation where I had to get something replaced, and they said it was my fault. But then I talked to somebody else at the VA facility in Westwood, and she was like, "Wait a minute, too many people around me. Hold on. Wait a minute." Then when the coast was clear, she said, "Look, this is what you do," and she shouldn't have to do that.
Exactly.
She shouldn't even have to, you know. Oh, if I say it and a certain person hear it, I can get fired. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. And if it wasn't for organizations like yours, Ron's, and others, we'd be in hell of a trouble, man.
You know, I just wanted to add something else to that. It's awareness to the truth. If you're bringing the truth about in your own small or even big way, whatever the best it is that you can do, then you know what? You're going to make differences in people's lives. It may not be the popular thing. I might not be the most liked guy in circles that I run in, but you know what? I know that I'm doing the right thing, because there are those that say, you know what? We need housing for veteran, not shelters, not warehouses, and not places that you and I would not want to live in. Let's face it, veterans have already lived in a tent, in the dirt, in substandard housing. Actually, quite a few are living, of course, in homelessness situation. There's even a hybrid homeless situation that I've been brought a part of, where they do live and they look like they go to work and they function, but they don't have a place to live 7 days a week. They stay at somebody else's house, they stay at a friend's house, they might stay in a car, and then they keep doing this throughout their period. I call that hybrid housing. There's just awareness that you're bringing about through your books, through your company, through getting on this radio show, and even at our show on October 17th at the Tamale Fest. I mean, in Colton, California. If you guys can make it, that would be great. But we want to make sure that, number one, the awareness is there, because if people just listen to the news, they read the newspaper, and take the answer that they're given by somebody who has a name tag on their shirt, you know what? That's not the answer. I don't accept that, because I will not stand by my brothers and sisters who are not having places to live, or their dependents, such as Roberta here next to us, or their daughters, sons, and eligible dependents. They do not have the services that they already are eligible for. Why is this happening? So we need to make the awareness. We need to make something happen, be it by a business, a nonprofit, or even just standing out and giving flyers to people at a tamale fest. Hey, you know, I've found different ways of doing the same thing.
We'll definitely be there.
Great. So it's about that time when all good things do come to an end.
Yes.
So, Tamara, just say, because I think you got something coming up, an event coming up.
Well, we are definitely going to be coming and seeing you in person on the 18th. So I'm very, very excited about that. We have Love Guides Me coming out on December 1st. We also have my new book, The Universes of a Creator, coming out December 1st. Other than that, we are just going to be getting out there, volunteering, continuing to do what we do. We donate to domestic violence shelters. We donate to homeless shelters. We try to volunteer with the veterans. We're going to continue doing that. And then we're just going to get our nonprofit up and running. So we would definitely love to network with your nonprofit, because we believe that it's only through a network that we can actually accomplish some things. Nobody can do anything alone. So we'll definitely be networking with New Start veterans, and just continuing to stay, motivated and mobilizing others out there.
There you go. All right. Joyce, do you have any last words?
No, I don't. I just want you all to continue the good work out there, and we're all going to get this done, and we're all going to look out for these veterans out here. We're going to look out for our heroes, okay?
All right, there you go. All
right,
TJ, any last things?
No, I'm actually touched by everybody's statements and comments today. So I'm glad, things are going well and everyone is participating. Have a blessed week, everybody. Stay positive.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Thank you so much. You all have a blessed week as well.
All right, take care. See you on the 18th. Take care.
See you on the 18th. And we're going to try to go to that Tamale Festival, okay?
I'll give you the info later.
All right, Brian.
Yeah, we definitely need that. We definitely need that. Thank you so much, and we enjoyed your show. Thank you for having us.
Take care.
Bye.
All right, Brian, any last words? You know what I mean?
Get some shout-outs, man. Talk about it real fast.
Yeah.
I mean, just in general, everybody, just stay, positive and, stay working at it. Nothing comes to a person that, takes the back seat.
There you go.
You have to keep fighting for what you want, and eventually it'll either run away or it'll be knocked out. So, definitely keep your head up, keep pushing, stay strong, stay positive, keep going forward.
Tell where you feel we can find you at, man, where you heading to
exactly
in October.
Definitely, I'm going to be in Memphis on the 24th of October for the Olympic trials. We're doing a lot of training right now with James Toney, so we're definitely getting ready for that. Everything, training camp and everything is great right now.
All right, man. Good luck with that.
Like I said, and he do have a fight. He's going to be appearing at, of course, as a guest, October 24th at the Marriott in Burbank. We're working on something, giving discounts for our veterans, of course. I'll be talking to James Toney and his father about that tomorrow. Try to get a couple of tickets away too with a James Tony tribute. We're going to talk to them about that. And if you want to buy a ticket, you can call Mr. John Arthur, a.k.a. Pops, at 818-523-8604. That's 818-523-8604. 8604, and that's Pops, John Arthur. He's a promoter and trainer of James Toney. And you got to get tickets to them too also. And I'm selling them too, so.
All right. Roberta, do you have any last words?
It's hope to see everybody at the Tamale Festival.
I'm
going
to be fat.
Okay, and give that address out, so that people can know.
Fleming Park in Colton.
Okay.
And it's on La Cadena. The phone number to reach me at is 818-538-1943. It's all a donation. We will be serving food to the homeless there.
And come out, man. See Brian, take a picture with Brian with the belt. You got to give me a belt, man.
That's right. We got a champion here right next to us.
Yeah, so we're going to bring the belt.
Pleasant surprise, you will be able to meet with him. It starts at 10 a.m. There's going to be a car show. There's going to be an honor our vets. We're going to have custom-made medals for awarded veterans. Yes. Give that a hand.
Wow.
Give that a hand clap.
That's going to be a beautiful blessing.
NSVS has made its own medals for those veterans that have been either ignored or not properly recognized. So on October 17th at 10 a.m. at Fleming Park in Colton, California, NSVS will have its Tamale Fest, car show, concert, and most importantly, we're going to honor our vets.
NSVS is going to be representing Bryant, too. Bryant will be wearing some of that stuff at the Olympic festivals in Memphis.
Well, once again, thanks. Yeah, there you go. Well, once again, this is the Veterans Day Live show. It's been a pleasure, everybody.
Yes.
Thank you for coming in.
We are launching Domestic Violence Awareness Month, so we're launching huge on when our guests come in town.
Exactly.
We're a big show. We're going to have some cameras in here, probably get some food and everything else. It's going to be a good time.
All
So
right.
see y'all on the 18th.
Go ahead.
One more time, the website where you can make a contribution is for New Start Veteran Services Foundation is www.nsvs.weebly. That's WEEBLY.com. We look forward to seeing you there at that Tamale Fest, and we look forward to honoring our veterans.
Oh, yeah. Simplify, hoorah, all the good stuff.
There you go.
See you next week, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go. Take care.
Adios.